reprogramming your mind for positivity. So I never want to be a blind optimist, but my positivity is the one thing that keeps me sane. One thing that I put in my bio recently is that I'm an obnoxious optimist. I'm an obnoxious optimist. I want to be the person that is so obnoxiously positive that people are like, what's wrong with her? And instead, I'm like, no, what's right with me? What's right with me that I'm still able to see the good when everyone else sees the bad? And that's what I'm really going to talk to you about today. Now, I want to start with a story because I feel like this was the last time that I really remember me needing to reprogram my mind for positivity. Because again, I am not human. And I hope this is a safe space. Every month I expose myself and I hope it gets safer. But I'm going to share a story where I really had to check myself, where I wasn't operating in my best. I was not operating at my highest self. And so I was like, okay, this is a great example to use. So I was in Bali a couple months ago, and there was this ecstatic dance party in Ubud. And it was beautiful because you got to listen to music and everyone got to dance and express themselves in the way that they chose. And dance is a very personal thing. Dance looks different for everyone. Dance can be symbolic, dance can be rhythmic, melodic. It can be whatever you want it to be. But because I was so attached to the style of music being played, it was Afrobeats specifically, and y'all know I'm Nigerian, and so Afrobeats is a genre that came out of Nigeria. So in my mind, I'm like, I know how to dance to Afrobeat music, again, in my egotistical self, because in our egoic state, we're naturally judging, okay? So I'm hearing the Afrobeat music, I'm picturing and imagining how people should be dancing to this music, and the first thing that comes up is judgment. Because I see everybody expressing themselves in different ways. And I'm like, whoa, this isn't it. And I'm like, is that a dance? Is he okay? What is she doing with her arms? And naturally, we are judgmental people. And immediately I had to check myself. And I was like, oh my goodness, Glo, how dare you? We are in this space, which feels almost sacred. And we're all getting to share. We're having this shared human experience. And judgment is the first thing that came up. I was so embarrassed. So I went to the corner near the fan and I kind of just I almost gave myself like a little pep talk. I was like, I judged myself, I judged them, then I judged myself for judging them. Then I had a moment where I was like, how can I fix this? Because no matter where you are and what you do or how you think, you have the opportunity to correct yourself. And so I said, I want to correct this because even though they don't know this is what I've been thinking, I feel like I need to do something that kind of dismantles and pushes this judgment to the side. So what I decided to do was turn my judgment into joy. I went to each person individually. And again, because this is an ecstatic movement place, some people have their eyes closed. Some people are crawling on the floor. It's a very beautiful, it's a beautiful space because everyone is just expressing themselves in the way that they want to. And so I went to each person, waited for them to open their eyes, and then I matched their movement. So if some person's going like this, I went to them and I was like, yes, yes. Yeah, and I just affirmed them. Some person is like, who, and I'm like, yes, yes, yes. And I'm literally going up to each person and I am matching, even if I'm like, that feels weird, I'm going to do it weird with them. And I'm going to affirm them and I'm going to uplift them. I'm going to match their energy and I'm going to speak life into them. I'm going to validate them. And I did that for every single person. It probably took me about half an hour. And at the end of it, not only did I trigger a domino effect of other people now going individually to other people and matching their movement, but I felt like, oh my goodness, this overrides the judgment that I came here with. In my mind, I'm just judging. And then I'm like, how can I turn my judgment into joy? And that was so beautiful. And I can see when their eyes would open or they would notice me, their eyes would light up. Like, oh my gosh, I feel seen. Someone sees me and someone isn't judging me. How easy is it for us to judge? The next thing that I realized is that in my judgment, I had confusion. I was like, how is this a dance? What does this mean? I'm just confused. What does that mean? So when you notice yourself judging, how can you turn your confusion into curiosity? I wonder what this means. Even in your tone inflection, you can change that judgmental voice. And so instead of looking at these people dancing in the way that they wanted to, I turned my confusion about what they were doing into curiosity about like, oh, this is cool. Oh, what's this? The next thing that I realized in my judgment was my inquisition. I was like, how does that even qualify as a dance? How is that supposed to look cool? How does that feel good? Like just questioning. And so in your judgment, how can you turn your inquisition into an invitation? Like, oh, this could be a different way to dance. I never thought about dancing in this way. Judgment to joy, confusion to curiosity, inquisition to invitation. A very small example, one single lonesome night in Bali. And I was able to pull these lessons away from myself. And I start with this story to bring myself back to the ground. I know you see me on here and I'm coaching and I'm pouring into y'all, and y'all might think, wow, Glo is such a saint. She's just so perfect. I wish she was my daughter. She brings me, should I stop? Am I getting ahead of myself? No one thinks this at all? Okay, I'll stop. But I have to remember at any given point, I am just as flawed and as human as everyone else. There is no separation between me being on this side of the screen versus you. I am you, you are me. We go through the same emotions, same judgments, same negative thought patterns. Sometimes we just have to be a little bit more conscious that they're happening. The minute you become more self-aware, like, okay, I notice I'm judging. How can I correct myself?
This can be your day for personal growth. This can be that day you committed to and you remember and you go, that was the day I got myself a community. I got better coaches. I committed to making my life the absolute best that I could. This is that day. Make today your growth day. Click the button on this page and sign up right now.